Hi everyone, welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. That means this should be a Table Talk episode. But it isn't. I apologize for that. I was traveling last week. I'm traveling next week with my family, so my schedule right now is kind of all up in the air, but I'm doing my best to stay on top of the content. Last week we released our How to Play episodes for Marvel Dice Masters. So this week, if I have a chance, I'd like to release the first episode of... That was Canadian. The first episode of our Marvel Dice Masters playthrough. This means there'll be a bit of a gap before the next episode because, again, I'll be traveling. But I'd like to give you a sense of how those rules that we released, how they all come together to create the gameplay experience, and then you can hopefully decide for yourself whether or not the game would be a good fit for you, your family, or your gaming group. But of course, we will follow that first episode with several more until Luke has eventually defeated me. This is a dice game. I've given up all illusions that I'm going to win. Maybe I'll be surprised. Stick around and find out. I'll also be releasing the next episode of our BattleCon playthrough this week and working on some other content for release next week. What is this beautiful shrink-wrapped copy of Caverna doing here, you ask? I'd love to answer you, but first, I was contacted by Alex from Unit Forward. That's a website dedicated to the Dust Warfare universe. That's a game that we covered in one of our previous playthroughs. He's a friend of mine. He had a little bit of news he was hoping I would share, and I'm happy to do that, Alex. Alex made an announcement for the Dust Warfare UK Open at the UK Games Expo in Birmingham. So if you're in the area, you might want to check this out. There's open slots at the moment, but he'd love to see them filled up. I'll put a link in the description of this video to the full announcement. All right, finally it's time to let Caverna explain what it's doing here. All right, he's shy, I'll explain. Our friends over at the Cult of the New have recently updated their website. They have a new menu system and a space on their front page for news and updates. This is a welcome addition because now they can call out when they have a special sale going on and contests. They've already given away a copy of Caverna and Robinson Crusoe, and I thought it was super nice of them. They sent along a copy of Caverna for us to give away to one of our viewers. And that's nice because this is a very highly rated game. It's not inexpensive, and it's been a little bit tricky to find, especially if you're in North America. But I want to open up this contest to everyone, no matter where you're located. Now, I'm not independently wealthy, so here's what I would ask. If you enter into the contest, I will cover the first $40 of the shipping, but I would hope that you'd be willing to cover the difference. That would certainly take a little bit of the burden off of me, and I'd really appreciate that. So this is a pretty special contest. Let's make the entries special too. Head over to the Cult of the News Facebook page. Give it a like while you're there. It's nice for them and it helps them be able to connect more with their community. But then I'm going to have a thread created on their Facebook page for this contest. And I'd like you to post a picture of you with your favorite game, a game that's special to you. And listen, I know I don't talk about my favorite games. I'm going to make an exception here because I'm not going to ask you to do something I wouldn't do myself. So the very first picture in that thread will be me with my favorite game. What game is that, you ask? I guess you'll have to go over to the thread and find out. How about we say the contest will end March 23rd, midnight, Eastern time. There, I think that's specific enough. Shortly after that, a random winner will be selected. But don't put any pressure on yourself here picking that one favorite game. You can imagine I would struggle with that, so I'm just picking one of my favorites. But I will write a sentence or two to explain why I chose the game that I did. And I'd love to read your comments on why you picked the game you did, but that's not necessary. The picture is more than enough to get an entry into the contest. Okay, listen, before I go, I want to mention one other thing. You may or may not have heard of Board with Life. This is an online video series about board gaming. It's kind of a little comedy and sketch show, and it's really well produced, and these guys are very funny, and they've been super gracious in their comments towards Watch It Played. So I want to direct you in their direction. Check out their Kickstarter. They could use your support. They've got their funding. They're going for some stretch goals, and the more money they receive, the better their next season will be able to be. They've already secured Rich Sommer, a fantastic ambassador for the board gaming hobby and star on AMC's Mad Men, to appear in their next season. So I think they got some exciting things going on. I'm looking forward to seeing what it is, and I hope you'll check them out. I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can check out that Kickstarter for yourself. But until the next episode, thanks for watching.